It took a lot of hard work, dedication, sacrifice to get to where I'm at right now. It was not easy, but it's definitely worth it. Being a barber doesn't just mean that you're gonna cut hair. If you want to be successful in this field, you're gonna have to make a lot of sacrifices. That means having priorities, knowing right from wrong, always being there on time when you're supposed to be there, being patient, building your clientele. All that plays a big role in where you end up. It's not as easy as everybody thinks it is. This life may seem like fun, but it's a lot of work. I've been cutting hair for like a little over 3 years now. Well, before I became a professional barber, I started working right like a week after I turned 16 years old. I just wanted my own stuff. My parents told me that if I wanted my own cell phone, my own car, that I was gonna have to work for it. So I had a goal. I already had a goal at the age of 16. Right when I got a job, I wanted to get a car within a year, and that's what I did. I imagined it. I had a plan, and I went for it, and I accomplished it. I worked at Target for 5 years, from cashier to working on the sales floor to unloading the trucks, pushing the carts, cleaning the restrooms, helping other people that in a different area that I wasn't even working on that same day, and I still managed to do what I did at the end of the day. As I came to the realization that I didn't want to be there forever, it changed my whole environment around. What got me by was that I knew once I figured out that I wanted to be a barber that I wasn't going to do that forever. So I had that motivation that my future was going to get better. So I didn't go to work thinking I was going to be there, and I didn't have a plan, because I did. At the end of the day, hard work for me was the motivation right there. Everybody knew that I worked hard, and I wanted to keep working hard. I always wanted to be one step ahead. I never realized how big the barber industry was. I just thought people would just cut hair, make a living. I didn't even know how much money was involved, so I didn't do it because of the money. It was more like I did it because it was the idea that we had at that moment, and we went with it, and now look what we're doing. I didn't go in thinking I was gonna like it. I didn't know, you hear those stories, oh, he's a barber, he travels, he does all that. I didn't hear any of that. It was just more like, I'm gonna cut hair, and that was it. I didn't have any idea how big or how much I was gonna be involved in this industry, but I'm very glad that I am. Actually, the idea was, let's become a barber, and a week later I started going. My brother already had an idea where we were gonna go. I was actually very nervous. The first day, I didn't ever practice on dolls or nothing like that. First day, the teacher made me get my tools. I already had them ready. And first client that walked through the door, he was like, cut his hair. I'm like, what? I've never cut hair ever in my life. Never touched a pair of clippers. I didn't even shave. I didn't grow that much facial hair, so I didn't have to involve anything with hair. The teacher was like, just cut it. You need to break the ice, lose the fear. You need to just do it. The guy felt that I was nervous, and he had asked me if this was my first time, and I said yeah. And he understood, and he actually supported me and believed in, thought I was gonna get better, and I did. In a week, and I was already trying to practice outside of school. I told my friends to come over, and some of them didn't want to. Some of them, supported in me, and they came over. They were just happy they were gonna get a free haircut, and especially for coming from a friend that they know. Now they're glad that they know that I'm good, and I still cut a lot of their hair. They make the drive. They'll drive a good distance to come over here, and it feels good when I see them walking through the door. It reminds me of the first time I cut their hair. We're all laughing, reminiscing about the first haircuts that we did. Haircuts has a lot to do with making a barbershop have a good reputation. Of course, you gotta have to have a good haircut, good barbers, but there's a lot of more than that. It comes into play. It's attitude, being professional, being patient, having a good conversation with people, making them feel comfortable when they sit down in the chair. treating people right is like one of the biggest things. It's next to having a good haircut. I mean, I don't like to compare myself to anybody, but I know that I'll give them the best haircut that I could give them. My perspective of barbering has changed a lot. I respect barbering to its fullest. I'm actually glad that I'm a barber and nothing else. I enjoy doing what I do and don't want to do anything else as like a physical job besides cutting hair. I have other plans for the future, but cutting hair is what I love to do. Barbering should be a respected career. It's not just cutting hair. Our job as barbers is to make the whole world look good and to give everybody confidence in order to do other things. For the person that doesn't really know what barbering is, I feel like they should look into it more in depth, have more respect for it, because we don't just cut your hair just to make money. We cut your hair because we want you to look good, and we have a passion for our craft. Whoever comes into any barbershop you go into, go in with an open mind and show those barbers respect, because they do work hard and they want to make you look good. They're doing it for you, not for anybody else. My father plays a big role, actually. He's one of the biggest roles on there. I mean, besides my mom too. He talks to me, gives me advice, tells me just to always have a plan, a goal, and to always want more in life than other than working a 9 to 5. He's told me a little bit of his background as far as him coming from Mexico to the United States, and that gave me a motivation to want more in life. He sacrificed a lot coming over here, and that means that I can sacrifice too, and if he did it, I can do it too. Actually, my parents, mom and dad, they're proud of me. They like that I want more in life, and the plans that I gave them, the goals, they actually like that I'm accomplishing those goals that I set for myself, and they keep asking me what's my next move. So I ask myself, and my next move is the next one I want to accomplish. They have contributed a lot to my success. They're my biggest motivation. That and my brothers have a big family. Actually, they were my first models that I started cutting hair. They were the biggest support that I had. Oh, the first haircut, it was horrible. First haircut was horrible. We were there for hours. My mom actually left to the store and came back, and she was making fun of me because I was still on the same side, like maybe 2 to 3 hours every time that we cut their hair, and it still didn't even come out that good. And I was trying. You know, there was a lot of things that came into play. I was nervous. I didn't want to mess their hair up, and I didn't want to mess them up on purpose. It was just I didn't have the skills, the knowledge that I have now. But they took a risk and they believed in me, and now they benefit from that. Other role models that inspire me other than my parents, obviously they're going to be in the barber industry, because that's all I pay attention to now. And I've met them in person and talked to them, hanged out with them. They're cool people, very motivational. They're inspired and driven, and they want to keep moving forward, and they want to see other people succeed. And I look up to every barber that's doing good things in this industry. There's a lot of similarities when they're explaining the struggles and the things that they did to get to where they're at. It feels like I can relate to them in a certain way. I know I'm nowhere where they're at right now, but I know that we're going through the same thing, and I want to be up there with them and keep moving forward and make this business grow, and let other people know that there's more to cutting hair than just cutting hair at a barbershop. There's hair shows, barber battles. You can travel, cut celebrities' hair, products. You can get into like your own brand. You could start your own company, make a movement. The possibilities are endless. You can take it as far as you want to go. I haven't reached like where I want to be at yet. You got to keep moving forward, keep climbing the ladder. You only set limits to yourself. You only go as far as you want to go, and I want to go as far as I can. The biggest question I always ask myself was, how bad do I want to be successful? What am I willing to do to succeed in life? Hustle hard until you don't have to introduce yourself anymore. I want to be well recognized in this barber industry, so when they see me, they know that I put in a lot of work to get to where I'm at. It wasn't just handed to me. I want to reach out to as many people as I can. Now I don't even work for the money. I work for just to keep moving forward in this career. And if that means being here every single day, 7 days a week, 365 days out of the year, even holidays, I'm gonna be here because that's what it takes to make it in this industry. I'm not motivated about the money. Success to me is the things that you have accomplished and what you want to do in life. Money is only a tool to accomplish other things. It doesn't seem like a long day here when every time that I'm here, it goes by, it flies by really fast. Sometimes even if I'm not cutting hair, at the end of the day, I just want to sit in my chair and just look at everything that I've done and just sit here and think about my next move that I want to do. Everybody has their own plan on doing whatever they want to do. As long as you do what you love and you love what you do, it's never gonna feel like you're working. I feel like barbering was a good path that I took, and you can't be replaced unless you give that up. I love what I do, and I will keep doing it for the rest of my life. And I'm gonna do other things besides. I want to change the game. Hopefully everybody else gets inspired by watching this video and strives to do more. This is only the beginning, you guys. You only work as hard as you want to work, and you only go as far as you want to. So keep working hard.